everyone. I learned long ago, coming to many of these events, painfully learned, that the very best speeches are those where the beginning is closely followed by the end. I promise you, I'm going for greatness today. Thank you, Mr. Bernstein, Chancellor Haddon, Dean Overdyk, Dean Chen, Sister Scullion, members of Rutgers Law School graduating class, dignitaries, members of the law school graduating class, their families and friends. Good afternoon again, and welcome. It is a privilege and an honor to address you today. Today's ceremony marks two significant events in our future young attorneys' professional lives. First, soon they will join the ranks of a most honorable profession. As members of the bar, they will be entrusted with protecting our constitutional rights, both as individuals and collectively as citizens of our country. I grow more convinced every day that our country's greatest strength lies in our constitutional guarantees, and the bench and the bar are the guardians of those guarantees. One need only look to any totalitarian regime, any dictatorship, to see that law schools are immediately closed and lawyers are abolished, because tyrants live in fear that one attorney, in his or her fight for an individual's rights, may set off events which could topple their corrupt regime. Clearly, there can be no more important calling than the practice of law. Lawyers and courts are essential to a free and democratic society. The bench and the bar jointly work to ensure the public safety by addressing crimes committed against victims and their families, protecting children from abuse, and ensuring that those harmed by others are compensated. Together, we strive to ensure that all defendants are afforded due process, to provide a neutral forum for the resolution of disputes, to ensure that the individual rights of both sides are respected and protected. The motto of our judiciary is independence, integrity, fairness, and quality service. This is not just a motto, but rather the way in which our courts operate. It is a partnership between the judges and the attorneys, who endeavor tirelessly to ensure that justice is done in our courtrooms every day. You should be proud to join the ranks of membership in the distinguished and trusted profession. The second important event, culminated with today's ceremony, is that the stress, the sleepless nights, the concerns, the anxiety over exams are now concluded. And here I speak to parents, spouses, and other family members and friends' anxiety, stress, and sleepless nights, more than our new graduates. Thank you for providing them with your support, your guidance, and your love throughout these trying times, and especially in the coming months as they prepare to take the bar exam. I ask that all the graduates please stand and turn towards your family and friends and give them a standing ovation for the unselfish support they have provided you over the last 3 years and actually throughout your entire lives. Thank you, folks. Our entire system of justice rests on the premise that judges and lawyers are fair, ethical, and knowledgeable of the law. That is to say, the essence of professionalism is the commitment to develop your skills and apply them responsibly to cases at hand, while endeavoring to advocate your client's case zealously. You must never forget that your duty to clients and litigants takes priority over any personal interest. However, bold advocacy in that cause must be tempered with a sense of responsibility to the larger legal system. You must work within and do no harm to the legal system. Our country is a country of laws, and you owe a sworn duty to all its citizens to protect and improve the legal system. But remember, no matter how tempting, no matter how much pressure is exerted, no case, no client is worth giving up your privilege to practice in this time-honored profession. No case or client is worth compromising your principles or your ethics. And by way of example, someday you might find yourself representing a large corporate client, accused of negligently injuring a plaintiff severely. After a lengthy, and the settlement demand will be very high. After a lengthy trial, in your considered opinion, the jury verdict will be in favor of your client. However, in discussing the probable result with your client and the plaintiff's attorney, you should keep in mind the catastrophic outcome this would be for the injured individual, and factor that into seeking to make a settlement that offers a balance between your client's interest and a just outcome. Also, be reminded in your quest to be a zealous advocate that there's a difference between being an advocate and an obstructionist. Don't needlessly interrupt your opposing counsel. Being an outspoken advocate is essential, but it is equally important to represent your clients in a way that honors the legal profession. Rest assured that these principles I have stated are not mere concepts. Your actions have a sizable impact on our citizens. In New Jersey alone, over 1 million cases a year are resolved in our courts. I have learned that lawyers who are effective and respected share some fundamental qualities. The first is honesty. President Lincoln, when he was a lawyer, said it best. In a letter to a prospective lawyer who had asked his advice, he said, "Resolve to be honest at all events, and if in your own judgment you cannot be an honest lawyer, resolve to be honest without being a lawyer. Choose some other occupation, rather than the one in choosing of which you do in advance consent to be a knave." Your license to practice law is more than anything a declaration of trust. It expresses our society's expectation that while you will represent your client zealously and well, you will never let the competition for business or the pressures of a weak case or an opportunity to be one up on your adversary or the fact that no one is looking drive you to break an ethical rule. If you read the stories of lawyers who have lost everything because of unethical conduct, most of them are not sociopaths or perpetrators of Ponzi schemes who decided to branch out into the legal world. They are often ordinary men and women who start out with good intentions but cross the line here and a line there, initially unnoticed, in order to keep a client, to win a hopeless case, or to try to resolve a financial or personal crisis. From your first day as a practicing lawyer, please make it your business to stay on the right side of every ethical line. When you get to the bottom of that box of your client's papers and some awful document that is relevant and discoverable staring at you, focus on how you will deal with it after you produce it, but don't ever let the possibility of concealing it enter your mind. When you come across a case that is bad for you and the judge and your adversary team have missed it, do what the rules say you need to do and provide the case. Even on small things, like the real reason you need an adjournment, avoid little shadings of the truth. They have a way of morphing into major issues. If you're candid with everyone and you deal with, you never have to worry about remembering what you said. You have no tracks to cover, and you will never be disappointed in yourself. Candor is a key to a successful and happy career. Second, please use your skills for the betterment of our communities and our state. Ask a seasoned lawyer to tell you about his or her most satisfying case, and it is a good bet that you will hear about a pro bono representation. We know how tough the legal market is and how much harder it is to land a job than it was for my generation. Of course, you need to do your very best in the legal work that you're assigned by the lawyers to pay your salary. But do not hesitate to volunteer your time to worthy causes. Serve as pro bono counsel for those in need of legal representation, but also know that it's okay to make a good living and aspire to the finer things in life. Third, professional satisfaction goes hand in hand with genuine appreciation for your fellows at the bar and a healthy dose of humility. Of course, you have to be competitive in our world. New Jersey, you may not know this, has more than 80,000 lawyers. That is a lot on paper, but you will find eventually that in your world, your county courthouse, your practice area, your city or town, the legal community is in fact a very small place. You will see the same judges and the same lawyers again and again. Important a cliche, but what goes around comes around. If you refuse to consent to a brief extension in a moment of annoyance, sending that adversary scurrying in a panic to beg the judge for time, you can be sure that one day you will get a new case from a client who has waited too long to send you the file, and the name of that complaint will be that of that very same adversary. Lawyers do not forget. If you are disrespectful and obnoxious in court in some small case in the county where you've never been before and never expect to see again, be sure that the judge will be transferred to your home county and will be assigned to your most important case. Act as if you will see every attorney and every judge next week or next month, and you will never go wrong. In closing, let me leave you with one final thought. Never let anything deter you from flourishing in the practice of law, from seeking to argue before our Supreme Court, or seeking to someday be a member of the judiciary. Set your goals high and work hard to accomplish them. Good luck and Godspeed.